Hello. Good morning. I'll try to take off my glasses since I don't have to read anything. I get so used to wearing them. This is Catherine Carey. I want to wish you a happy Friday morning. I just woke up. I'm in bed, and I still put a hat on because I had, bed head. And I thought, I'm not posting any videos anywhere in the world and not wearing a hat because it's what I do. You always got to represent. That's one of the key things. Today's the last day of our summit, and what a wonderful summit. I'm so grateful to have been able to do this journey, especially this being the last summit of this type. What a special time that we all got to be together and really just kind of get a kickstart into manifesting of our dreams. And I think that's really the key thing about the summit. It's about manifesting your dreams and really going for it. So good for us to do that. I know for myself, I've had an incredibly intense week this week. It's already Friday. It feels like it was just Monday. And in the meantime, all these things have happened in between. And it's been a massively launching week for my business. And that's part of the manifestation. It's like one thing kicks in, everything kicks in, which is beautiful. I was able to do the summit on Monday, right? We did the spotlight interview. That was a big marker for me, and I was just so excited to be a part of that and super happy. And then Wednesday came along, and I had an article that came out about me in Hat Talk magazine. It's an e-magazine for milliners, and that's a really big one for me too, because that is actually a magazine that's dedicated to milliners, so it's really something that puts me just on the same street, as the people who I work with. And based out of the UK, that's where I'm headed this year, all very lined up, I like how God lines things up and just kind of creates the path, and I'm just stepping forward into it. As well, on Wednesday, I had a woman who had seen my hats in my shop. She does costumes for film. We had talked about the fact there was a film coming out they were going to start filming in spring. They might want to use my hat. So I connected to her just to check in. And right when I sent her the email, she's like, I was just thinking about you. And I thought, yay, because it had been months. The winter had come. And so that I should know about in a month, which I'm really excited about. I would love to do a film. It would be great. A period piece would be great. And I was happy to sort of line that up and just be bold enough to, go back and connect with her. And that was one of the key things. There was two things I really wanted to share with this group, because I think these are two really important things as entrepreneurs. One is sometimes opportunities come up and you get a connection with someone, but there's time in between, and you start to wonder, should I connect with them? Do I want to bother them? Will they be like, why is she writing me? Always bother them, okay? Always. Because you're not bothering them. If they ever, it's important just to sort of reach out. You're never going to offend somebody by reaching out. If you're being authentic and you're just saying, this is what I do, if you're interested, if you're not, I just want to let you know I'm here. That's really all you're doing, and it's business, and it's totally fine, and I just want to say do it, okay? So if you don't get nervous about doing it, just sort of pull yourself together, put a hat on, whatever you need to do to get a little bit of gumption behind you, and just, contact people. I could have easily let this one slide. I mean, this was 4 months ago, and, who knows what would have happened. But I just thought, I'm just going to reach out to her again, let her know, hey, spring's almost here, just checking in, or, wondering if we're still thinking about what we discussed. And it was just great, because it opens up the door, and the fact that she was already thinking of me keeps her from having to email me and do that, So I encourage you to get bold and contact people. They want to know you're there. They're interested in what you do. And even if you don't hear back from them, that's okay. It's good muscle to work out. So that was kind of awesome. Yesterday I found out that I'm the vice president to the Milliners Guild. I was voted in. So that's kind of a big deal. The Milliners Guild is a tribe of milliners, like me. We're based in New York, but it's an international group, and it's a wonderful group of people. It's great to connect to your tribe and find people who do what you do, that can support you, that you can support as well. And being part of the Milliners Guild, we're doing a couple events this year, or in the next month. We're doing an event at the National Arts Club next week, a party where we're going to be wearing our hats. And the National Arts Club is this beautiful vintage historic building in New York City, very mucky-muck, you know, high-end, yay, you know, great tough. And then we're going to do an episode of Cake Boss. We're going to be on Cake Boss, which I think is really funny. I've not watched the show, but I know what it is. They're going to follow us on the Easter Parade, because the Milliners, we always do the Easter Parade on Fifth Avenue. So that's some exciting stuff. It's always good exposure. I just keep saying yes. When people ask you to do things that are slightly out of your comfort zone, being on a TV show is slightly out of my comfort zone, but I just say yes, because why not? You know, you have one life. Why not live it? And then I got a new shop space in the market. They offered me a space that's higher up. It's better exposure. And I had this opportunity to negotiate, and that's not a muscle I use very much. I'm not a haggler. I tend to give people what they want. I hate when people haggle with me, so I tend to just, like, you know, you say it's $30, I give you $30, you know. But I had a friend encourage me to pull that muscle out and use it, so I did, and I'm so glad, because it actually, I got a month at the new shop space for less money, so yay for me. That happened on 2 days ago. I don't know. It's all this week. So before I wrap this up, because I know this is going long, but this is important stuff, and if you want to listen to it, you can. If you don't, I'm not offended. But I want to recommend a champagne moment. I keep writing about champagne moments in the comments. It's one of the most important things you could do. I don't know if it's a left brain chill pill or a right brain booster. I think it's just a really important thing to do. I think it's a champagne moment. And a champagne moment is when you sort of stop along the way and you pour yourself something, you know, something special. I use champagne. But you could have a beer, a really good beer. You could have a really wonderful hot tea that's something delicious, or a really great cup of coffee, something special in a special glass or a special cup. And it's sort of a moment, like a ritual moment. And you sit down and you just reflect on what you just did. And I do this whether it's a yes or a no. It's not about that. It's about the fact that I did it. And I want to acknowledge that. And I do this along the way because life moves so fast. I mean, look at the week I just had. It was like boom, 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 that if you don't stop and just reflect on what you just did, you're going to miss the opportunity, because the next thing is coming right around the corner and you're going to jump into that. And I think it's really important to pause along the way. It's really key. So I've had such a week that I had 2 champagne moments. That was really fun. And the first one I had was after the summit, when we got the replay email. Before I watched the interview to make sure I sounded okay and I didn't look foolish, I read the chat. I popped some champagne, and I had a glass, and I read the chat where my interview was. And I was so full of love. I felt so much love from everybody, and I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I had tears coming down. It was just a love fest. And it drew me back into, like, my whole journey, which is why I posted the videos from when I did the contest for Jen. Because that journey is so important, you know. So my whole week has been a big champagne moment. That was one, and then I had one on Wednesday reflecting on all of this. And I just want to recommend it, because it's something that you can do so easily. You can do it with a glass of water and a pretty cup. It's just about stopping and just saying, wow, I just hit the send button, or I just contacted this person, or I just did a show, or I just did, you know, like, because these are important things. This is your life, and you're doing it, and, you know, you deserve a toast to yourself, okay? So have a champagne moment, because you did it. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you, hopefully, live.